Welcome back to Minecraft. Now last episode we did the whole creeper farm thing. I stood there for around just under an hour I think before I logged off of Minecraft after the last episode, and we got almost a full chest of items. Obviously a lot of it is string because of the spiders, but for the most part we did get a lot of gunpowder. Obviously it can be more efficient if I go around cleaning out all the caves around the area, which at some point we will do. I think we've got a lot of them. There's probably just a bunch over here. I know that there's a load of caves over there that I haven't touched yet, which is probably affecting the spawn rates. So we will sort that out eventually. I think I have a sword around here somewhere, right? Because I need to get... I've got this stone sword that's kind of been around for a while. So let's see, we've got normal diamond. Okay, we'll just take this sword with us now. I'm not really going anywhere, I just don't really want a stone sword with me because sometimes I have people complain that I still use iron instead of diamond. I know that I have quite a okay amount of diamonds at the moment, but I'm one of them people that do not like wasting them. So I don't want to just use them all up straight away. Collecting a bunch of glass here. I'll show you why in a little bit. Trying to make sure that I have most of it. Oh, that's going to be going for a while. So, like I mentioned last episode, what I want to happen down here is obviously everything up this side, like the top part of this mineshaft base type thing. It's the storage and the workstation stuff, like, you know, crafting and smelting and obviously the enchanting stuff, and at some point there'll probably be some sort of potion area up here, which I imagine will be in the back of there. And then down here at the bottom of this, I want it to be where the kind of like the collection stuff is, like you know, where I can get tree stuff like logs, saplings, where I can get obviously the gunpowder, and then just anything that you need to collect, like that will be used in every day-to-day stuff. Obviously, we have the farm that's just over there, but I would like it if there was some sort of farm down here, just so it's easier. Probably like an automatic farm. And then eventually I might even remove the one that's down there and just make the whole thing look like an abandoned forest. So one of the things I want to do today is try to start work on a sugarcane farm type thing, an automatic one. I have tried a few of them in creative. The one that I'm going to do is a very messy, like simple one. I can do like the really intense ones where it's like there's loads of redstone and stuff like that, but you know I'm like, I don't really like redstone that much, so we're going to go with a really simple one that's literally going to take a few pistons and one observer block. Before we get started on that, you can probably see here that I've raised the roof quite a bit here. I've just been testing how tall I need this to be. I think this is like 8 blocks. Well, it's probably more than 8 blocks at this point, right? No, this is 8 blocks above the ground so that both the normal trees and the saplings can grow here. I'm going to continue to dig that out this way, and then it'll obviously keep going over there and eventually start spreading this way. And then we can start putting tree farms down here. I did mention this last episode. This area over here is pretty much where the trees are going to be growing, so that I can just come down here, harvest them, and then leave. Obviously, at some point, we're going to pretty this whole thing up because at the moment it just looks like a messy cave of some sort. We're obviously going to get rid of all this obsidian and I don't know. We'll figure something out to do down here. If you have any suggestions how to make this less ugly, then please let me know. But that's a future thing. So let me just show you what's inside this chest for now. It's still working, as you can see. We got a bunch of string. I'm presuming these bones are from spider jockeys because the only way skeletons can spawn here is if they're sitting on a spider. So I guess that's how rare spider jockeys are. Out of all this, we've only had like, that's probably one of them that dropped 2 bones. But yeah, we have a lot of gunpowder in here. This is going to last me a very long time. There's a lot of rockets in this, and obviously we can use it for TNT at some point if we need to. But yeah, working perfectly fine. I have no issues with this at all. It looks like they've actually just started, yeah. So there you go. A lot of stuff spawning in there. So, the sugarcane farm that I was on about, I'm going to do around here. Because I think I'm actually going to do this as a double doorway, because I don't really like single hallways, and another reason for me doing this is I kind of want to do a creeper face here at some point, and this is going to be under the mouth bit, so the sides of the creeper mouth will be down here, and then this will be under it, and obviously the eyes will be up here somewhere. So just having a double entrance is a lot better for me, I think. I don't know why I'm using this black stuff. I've got none more left, but I don't know, whatever. Weird. I do need to put a torch here though, because it does get pretty dark in this area. So we're going to do the sugarcane farm right in front of this. I do have some... Let's move this closer. I do have some materials sorted already. Just put this there. So I got some water buckets. Probably going to need a few more hoppers. I got as many pistons as I can craft at the moment, and a bunch of observer blocks. Don't think I'm not going to need, because basically it's going to be each row of this sugarcane farm is going to be the length of a water source, like how long water can travel. Obviously, because the items need to fall into the water. So that I can have up to 10 of them so far, but I'll probably need more pistons for it, because I don't. Let me just test how long. I've done this before, but I want to test it again. How far water can travel. I'm pretty sure it's 8, isn't it? Would help if I had a water bucket on me. There we go. Yeah, so they can travel 8 blocks. There we are. Right, so I need to figure out how I'm going to do this room. Basically, I think that it's obviously going to be a 2 wide thing, and there's going to be like a double chest somewhere that all of the items will eventually flow into. I don't need it to be like some really big fancy room, it just needs to be functional. So I think what we're going to do is the corridor will be here. Just dig a little bit of this out, like this. Right, so I'm just trying to figure this out in my head. So this is going to be the corridor. The wall is going to be up to here, like that. So it'll be a 2 wide corridor, and then we come in. There'll probably be like a double chest here, so I can just quickly collect stuff and walk out if I don't want to go in here. Let's see, there'll be glass blocks here. And then this will be where like the water source is that collects it. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. So if I just dig like an area out like this. So the way I think I'm going to do this is there's going to be a row of it here, and then it can just keep going up as much as I need it to, and then I'm going to dig this side out eventually and do the same there. So there's going to be a bunch of them on this side, and then a bunch of them on this side. For now, I'm probably just going to do the one just to test it. I'm hoping that I've got enough room here. I just need to block this off because there was a bunch of iron in here. Okay, so this layer here needs to be sand. I don't actually want to waste sand blocks like that, so... We'll just fill this in with cobblestone, and then this will be the sand block. Like that. Just want to get rid of this wall here so I have a bit of room to work with. Because the redstone doesn't need to come on this side. So then there's a block here that just blocks all this off like that. Put some more sand there. And then I think this is where the pistons go. Like that. And then above one of them, because I think a redstone current can travel the whole of this, can't it? I think so. But we need that like that. So basically when this reed grows to the third block here, this will activate a bunch of redstone that's going to be behind here, like all across this. Like that, and that'll push all the pistons out, knocking all of the reeds into this little river thing, this little stream. I think that does affect them all, right? Yeah. Ah, oh, Jesus! I just destroyed the source block. So it does affect them all. Put that back there. And to stop all of the others, because the thing with this is, once all the reeds have grown to this one, I don't want them growing anymore apart from here, because of where these pistons are. If there are sugar canes above this piston block, when these get activated, instead of pushing the sugar cane into the water, the ones that are above it will just kind of drop onto this block, which is not what we want, because that will lose too many of them. So we'll stop them from spawning or growing, sorry, above here. Apart from this one, we will lose the one that activates this, but I don't think that's too much of a loss. So there we go. Now obviously we'll have another row of these up and another one of them up there, and eventually when we dig this side out, we'll have a bunch of them over that side as well. But this gives you a generally decent idea of how this is going to work. I do want to replace all of this here with glass. The reason I want this to be glass is just so it just looks better. Obviously we'll replace these bottom blocks as well at some point, but for now I don't really need to. Let me just throw torches down. There we are. And then we need to just bring this glass up. The reason I'm doing this, or having a block here, is so that, because sometimes obviously these push the sugar canes too far, and I don't want them to spill over onto whatever blocks over here. Yeah, and that will pretty much work, I guess. We just have to wait until they grow, and then that thing will activate them. I do kind of want to do another row up here, so we're going to have to do a bit of digging. I think what we're going to have to do is probably bring this wall, so have this whole thing on this level here, because it goes back a block there, which seems to be a problem. It seems to be bringing there's like holes in the wall and stuff now, so probably going to have to bring all of this wall completely up there, because I don't know how tall I'm going to do this. It might be pretty damn tall, so we'll see though. I'm going to do another one here for now, and then I'll do another two here, and hopefully I don't need that much more. Obviously this isn't going to be one of them super efficient things that give me like thousands and thousands an hour, but I'm pretty sure it's going to give me enough. Once there's like loads of levels of them and all that, it's going to give me enough of them to work with. So I don't know how I'm going to do this next level here. Let me think. I can actually put the water block. I think I can put the water block behind it, can't I? Instead of in front. Because obviously I don't want another water block here. Because, well, I mean, I guess I can. And then it'll all just flow down to this. But I'd rather it all just go down into this stream. So, yeah, we're going to put another water source thing just here. And then I think I can just cover this here, like that. Ah, damn it. And then I just need to place the reeds down here like this. There we go. Cool. And obviously, again, I want to block the front of this here, so these don't grow to 3, so I don't lose that much of it. But yeah, this is pretty much how the farm's going to work. I know it's not the prettiest, and I know it's not the most efficient, but I mean, it's still going to work. And then what we're going to need to do here is get a water bucket. I think I have chests on me. Damn it, no I don't. Where have I put them in here? Yeah, I've got them in here. So I'm going to have chests right here. Like that. I don't know, I think that should work. So everything will just come down to this and just flow straight into the chest. I hope. So I'm just quickly building the other side here. And as you can see, there's holes in the wall and stuff. Like I did mention, I'm probably going to have to bring this wall out a little bit and just fill in the top bit up there. Just because I don't really want it poking through. And I'm not too sure how tall this is going to be eventually. At the moment it's just going to be these 4 sides. But at some point it's going to be a lot higher than that. As you can see on this side, it's pretty much almost full up on there. I'm not sure if lighting affects this. I don't know if it does, but the bottom one seems to be growing a lot faster. I highly doubt it's got anything to do with light, but we're going to add some light there anyway. Just to see if it does help grow it along. This is going to have to take a lot of tidying up and cleaning. Look, obviously this looks like a huge mess behind here with all the cobblestone and all these wall stuff and everything, so this will be tidied up eventually, but I think for now it's more of a practical thing, which is just going to be easy to use and stuff like that, and it's all fully automatic as well. There we go, the bottom one just did its thing, so it does work. I just want to make sure there's a bunch of lighting behind everywhere so nothing will spawn. And then I do need to put some water in here. Cool, so this thing is pretty much done now. Or the first levels of it is pretty much done. Obviously I'm going to have to add a bunch more levels to it. But at least we have 4 base levels that for now we're just going to work perfectly fine. And then I'm just going to continue to add levels on this when I get the materials for it. Which it's not really that difficult to get the materials. I mean, I've got 6 observer blocks, so that's 6 more levels. It's just the pistons that I need to get. Which is not a problem really. For some reason it seems to not want to grow anymore. Been here for a while, these things haven't grown. Literally nothing has grown. Apart from, I think that one did. Like 5 minutes ago. I don't know how these work. I haven't really looked into how long it takes for them to like actually grow, but they do seem to be pretty slow. I have noticed that I accidentally blocked this off. There we go. But yeah, nothing seems to want to grow at the moment. I don't know. I don't know if they're just being stubborn or what, or if they're just taking longer than usual. But that one should be ready to go in a second. Go and have a look at what's going on over here, because it does look like they've just killed a bunch of them. So yeah, we've got a few more stacks here. Yeah, that works perfectly fine, that thing does. I'm happy with this. I don't know about this, though. Literally nothing else has grown. Maybe it's because I have blocked the top of these, and they're just... nothing else will grow, because maybe one of these are trying to grow, and it's just constantly trying to grow it to its 3rd level, but it can't. I'm not too sure. So I unblocked the tops of these, and as soon as I unblocked them, one of these grew. But I don't know. I don't think that's how it works, is it? I think it was just taking an extremely long time for one of them to grow, because none of these have grown still. And it's been like 10 minutes. So the only thing that's grown in here in 10 minutes is that one. And I'm almost certain they spawn a lot faster than that, because the ones of these that I have at like just outside up there on the farm, that spawns really quickly. But I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm stood here watching it, it just doesn't want to. Or something like that. Yeah, so it seems to be working now. This side is growing a lot faster than it was before. I think I just need to not stand there staring at the things all day. And then it'll work perfectly fine. And obviously I'm going to continue to add more levels when I get the materials. Hopefully by the next episode I'll have another probably layer or so on each side. If I need to, because I obviously don't want to go too high, because eventually we're going to start hitting the surface with this thing. I might just start going backwards, like down there, so just dig this out another, you know, like 9 blocks or so, and then just do the same thing down here, and then have a chest here with them in. And it's just going to have to be a case of me, instead of having like a huge system that delivers everything to this over here, I'll just have to, you know, come down here, collect them from that chest. Or I can offset the levels of these. So like, when we get to another section down here, the water source will be the block above it. So when they run down here, it'll just run into this one, and then it'll come down here into this. But the only problem with that is, it's just going to look weird, having everything up one block, and then if it goes down again, it'll be up another block. It'll be like a big staircase of sugarcane farms. Ah, there we go. That grew, finally. Thank God. But anyway, we're going to leave this episode here for now. I have to go to work now, unfortunately. Let me just double check what's inside here. So yeah, that's filling up pretty nicely. It's very loud. If you have any suggestions, like I said, about what we can do to make this area prettier, then please let me know. I'm going to build a creeper face here, and I'm probably going to do some like sugar reed pixel art thing here, just so it looks like cool and you can easily tell what it is. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.